Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're watching this when the video got released, Happy New Year. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you enjoyed your break. Let's do it all again. All right, I have to put this camera down because I'm gonna get motion sickness. Okay, that's much better. Welcome back. Now, I know I missed a video over Christmas and I'm very sorry, okay? I needed a break. I'm sure you can forgive me, but we're back now. Let's do some car stuff. So today we have something that I kind of need to do and don't really want to do. This is one of those things that the car kind of needs it. All right, let me explain what's going on. When we first bought the Lancer and we brought it home and we gave it a good clean and we gave it a bit of a drive, there was just random times that the idle would be really weird. Sometimes it revs really high when we start it, other times it doesn't. There's been times that we'll get to a roundabout and it will stall just randomly. Most of the time it doesn't. It's very, very touch and go. And I have no idea why. I don't know why it's doing it. I really have no clue. And for some reason, it doesn't seem to be on any kind of schedule. It's not like when something goes wrong, that's when it starts. It's just completely random. I don't know why. So I've been doing some research online and I think I found a solution. And luckily for my sake, it doesn't look too difficult. But we are gonna need a couple of things. The first one is a mass airflow sensor cleaner and some throttle body and carby cleaner. We don't have a carburetor on this car, but we do have a throttle body. So this is what we need. And some tools, obviously, but more so this. All right, no more stuffing around. Here's the plan for today. We're gonna use both of these cleaners to clean the respective parts of the air intake. We're gonna use the mass airflow cleaner to clean the mass airflow sensor. I know that's pretty hard to comprehend, but that's exactly what we're gonna do. The second one is the throttle body and carby cleaner. Now, like I said, we haven't got a carburetor, but we do have the throttle body. We're gonna clean the part of the throttle body that attaches to the air intake, and we're also gonna use this to clean our IAC sensor, which stands for idle air control. Now, I have no idea what this does, but apparently this is gonna help us. So we're gonna take it off the car, give it a clean with this cleaner, also clean the throttle body, take the mass airflow sensor out and give that a good clean, put it all back together, and hopefully I don't ruin something. So I guess first things first, let's go get the car and I'll show you where these parts are. Okay, so let me show you the things that we're going to be working on today. Now the first one is this here. This is the mass airflow sensor. So you can see this is the start of the air take. So this is where all of the air goes in. It comes through the air filter, which sits in this box, and then it goes through the mass airflow sensor. Now I definitely don't know everything, and I'm probably going to explain this in the worst way, but the mass airflow sensor is going to read how much air is coming into the engine, so it knows what the fuel mix needs to be with how much air the engine is getting. I might be wrong. If I am, please tell me, but that's my understanding. Now, after the mass airflow sensor, you can see we have this 90-degree piping, and that will lead into our throttle body. So this is our throttle body that attaches to the air intake, and you can see here, this cable, this is the throttle cable. So that'll attach to the throttle pedal, and that is how you get acceleration. So if you don't know what it looks like, look for something that may have a cable. That might help you. Now I have to get a light so I can show you where the IAC sensor is. And if you see that tiny little module right underneath there, the little screws down there, that is the IAC. Just be right there. God, that is such a tight fit. So that is the IAC sensor. So from what I've been reading, that IAC sensor, that's actually what's been causing us the most problems. So to get to all of these things, what we need to do is take off the front of the air intake, take out the air filter box, remove the mass airflow sensor. Once we get this pipe off the back, we have access to the throttle body, and we should have access to the IAC sensor as well. So I just had another quick look, and I think we might be able to get away with doing the things we want to do without having to remove the air filter box or the front of the intake. Let me show you. So this is the front of the air intake, this is the filter box, and this is the mass airflow sensor. But if you can see, just down the back there, you've got this hose clamp screw situation. I think I might be able to just unbolt the mass airflow sensor, disconnect it from this hose, and this should be free. I don't know if that's gonna be as easy as I think it will be, but I mean, if that means I haven't got to take out the whole front of the air intake, I'll be very happy. So I think what we'll do is we'll disconnect this, we'll try and take this off the back of the air filter box, and I guess we'll just reevaluate from there. Okay, well, I got the mass airflow sensor off, kind of. I had to take off the hose attached to it to actually get it off, and I can't get this one, the mass airflow sensor. So that's gonna take a little bit of finesse. So I'm gonna try and get these two separated because the part that we need to clean is of course on this side. So I'm gonna try and take these apart and we'll go from there. All right, well, I got them apart. I'm not gonna tell you how long that took me because I'm kind of embarrassed. So this is the mass airflow sensor. You can see it has an opening on this side that actually has the sensor on that part, and then there's like a little honeycomb grid on this side. I don't know whether this is a filter. I'm assuming it's probably to filter through stuff. I have no idea. I genuinely don't know how these things work. All I know is the general premise is it's supposed to measure how much air is going into the engine. Again, I might be wrong by that. That's what I've thought it's always been. So if I am wrong, please leave me a comment and tell me what it actually does. Anyway, what we're gonna focus on is inside here. So you can see just inside this mass airflow sensor, you have this tiny little thing right about there, and then that center pole. Again, I don't know how this works. This is like, it could be sorcery for all I know. I have no idea, genuinely no idea. But from what I keep reading, I need to get in there with some mass airflow sensor cleaner, give it a good spray inside that rectangular little valve there, and clean it up. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna get the mass airflow sensor cleaner. We'll give it a good spray, let it, I think it evaporates pretty quickly because it's like isopropyl alcohol in a way, I think. We'll just give this a good spray clean and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. What have we got to lose besides a mass airflow sensor? So I'm using CRC, mass airflow cleaner, and the one thing I like about this one is it has a little tube right on the top that you can put in the nozzle to help direct your spray clean, I guess, or your spraying cleaner, I should say. And we're just gonna get in there and spray those components. So let's do that. Okay, well, I guess there you go. That's the mass airflow sensor cleaned. I don't know if I've used too much. I don't know if I've used not enough, but I'm sure we're gonna find out once it's all back on the car. So now that this one's done, we'll tick it off the list. So now what we need to clean is the throttle body, and we need to take off that IAC sensor. So I think we'll take that off first before we do the throttle body, because I think that's probably gonna be the dirtiest. We'll see. Let's take it apart. We'll see how to remove it, I guess. All right. What do we need to do for this? No way. No way. This is held in with Phillips head screws. Why would anybody use Phillips head screws to hold this in? That just seems, why? Why would you do that? Okay, all right, well, let me get a screwdriver then, I guess. All right, well, there's a little sensor cable here, so I'm just gonna unplug the harness from the IAC, and you know what? I'm gonna unplug this from the throttle body as well. I'm just gonna tuck them down there to get it out of the way. Oh God, let's just take this off then. Use a bloody screwdriver. Thank you, Mitsubishi. I have a feeling somebody's already tried to do this once before because they already look kind of rounded out. Okay, so I've gone to remove this IAC sensor, and as I'm sure you can tell, there's Phillips head screws in it. I'm sure you've probably heard me vent about this a bunch already if I didn't cut it out of the video, but they are stripping. I don't know if somebody's tried to use this before and they've started to strip the screws, but that screw right there is the best out of all of them. The other ones are a million times worse than this. So I have no idea what the plan is going to be. I don't know why they used Phillips head screws on a part like that. That makes literally no sense. So I'm going to work out how to get this off. I might have to do a run down to Bunnings to get some new hardware because these will not be going back in once we get them out. Okay, this is where we're at. I've got one of the screws out of the IAC. The other two are completely rounded. They are so bad. I don't know why Phillips head screws are used in a thing like this, but whatever. So they're completely rounded. I have to extract them with a screw extractor, which I don't have. I don't even have new hardware to go back in once we remove them. So luckily, Millie is out right now. I've sent her a little list of things to grab from Bunnings because she's freaking amazing. So she's gonna grab them, bring them back to the house, and I'm gonna work on the throttle body. So we're gonna clean that while we wait. And yeah, hopefully this was all worth it. All right, I've got the GoPro. Let me show you the inlet to the throttle body, and I'll show you these screws before we try and rip them out of the car. All right, so this is the inlet to the throttle body. So you can see there's a little bit of buildup right on the edge. It's actually a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a little bit messier than this, but this is a hell of a lot cleaner than I thought. So we're gonna get some carby cleaner in there, try and give that a bit of a clean, but let me show you these screws. So I got this one out, but have a look at these. Have a look at how bad they are. I don't know how easy that's gonna be for you guys to see. I don't even know if you're gonna see this one underneath here. They are not good. They are not good. So we managed to get one, but these other ones, I think, they've probably had their time. So let's get some of that throttle body and carby cleaner. We'll give this one a bit of a spray and wipe out with a microfiber cloth, and hopefully we'll be ready for these screws to be extracted. If you couldn't tell, I'm very salty about these screws being stripped. So let's clean the throttle body. All right, so I just need to shake up this can really well and then spray it on the insert of the throttle body and then wipe it out with the cloth. So let's see if we can get this any better. Now it also says we want to open up the butterfly valve in there just by opening up the throttle. So I'm going to spray a little bit of the solvent on this rag, open up the butterfly valve, and then give it a bit of a clean with what's on the rag, because I don't really want to spray this inside the throttle body. All right, I've given the throttle body a clean, and just look at how much stuff came out of that throttle body. I can't believe how dirty it was. I'm appalled. That's terrible. But at least now it's clean. So the throttle body is done. The mass airflow sensor is done. It's time to do the IAC sensor. Now, like I said before, the bolts are terrible. They needed to be removed. They were stripped. It was not a good situation. It was not fun, but they are done now. Luckily, Millie was out when this situation happened, but she came home with some screw extractors. So I've taken off the IAC valve, I've removed it all, it's all done, but let me show you what these screws look like. One of them, I can't even show you because it doesn't exist anymore. It pretty much turned into nothingness, but have a look at this. I don't know how easy it's gonna be to focus, but have a look at how terrible these screws are. Both of them, they're both just as bad as each other. Look at that. Lucky Millie was here to save the day. So I got both of these out. The other one is pretty much non-existent. But to remedy this ever happening again, Millie also picked up some of these. These are some M4 hex head bolts, which means we can replace these with some M4 bolts that have a hex head. So I can use a 6mm socket on it and not ever have to worry about this ever again, which makes me feel a lot better, because if I have to go through this again in my lifetime, which I probably will, I think I'm going to be done working on cars. So let me show you what the IAC sensor looks like. This is it. This is the idle air control sensor, and I don't know again how easy it's going to be to see. That is filthy. That thing is so gross. I don't honestly know if this has ever been cleaned or when it was last cleaned, but it is definitely due for one. So we're going to use the same throttle body cleaner that we used on the throttle body, and we're going to use it to spray on this, give this a bit of a wipe down, and see how clean we can get it. Also, I've just realized how weird it is to say throttle body out loud multiple times in one afternoon. So let's get the throttle body cleaner. All right, so same rules apply with this. We need to give it a really good shake before we spray it. Now this did a really good job on the throttle body itself. So hopefully it does just as good a job on this. So what we're gonna do, let me zoom in so you guys can see what's going on. This is the IAC sensor. This gives you a better idea as to what it actually looks like. So you've got a bit of a covering here. There's a spring on the inside of that. And then this is the connector as to where that harness plugs into. So for everything I've read, what we wanna do is we want to just spray down most of this top part, give it a bit of a wipe down, and let it dry. I guess here goes nothing, really. I might just give this another quick little clean and then I'll wipe it all down. I might even turn the air compressor on so I can just blow all of the excess solvent out of there to make sure it's all dry, and then we'll put it back on the car. While I have the air compressor all charged up and set up, I might get the mass airflow sensor and just give that a really good once over as well, just to make sure that that's all dry and clean, and then we'll just reassemble everything, I guess. Okay, so you can see the IAC mounting position is right down here, and you can just see there's a little bit of some deposits on the inside of that we want to make sure are removed. I can also see this big sort of carbon deposit right here in the throttle body, so I might give that another quick clean before we reassemble everything, but that's what we need to do. Get in there with some throttle body cleaner, give that a bit of a scrub, and then we're good to put it all back together. So after all that, there we go, it's done. We have the mass airflow sensor has been reattached, the hose for the throttle body has been reattached, the IAC sensor down there has been cleaned and reattached. Everything is back where it was when we started. So now we should probably try and start the car and hope that it turns over. Well, there you go. I am so happy that that started. I don't know why I thought it wasn't going to, but I'm happy that it did. And not that it's going to be super easy to tell because it was really sporadic the way that it would just idle weird. It didn't seem to do that. It seemed to idle really, really well actually. So I don't know if this has fixed my issue. I don't know if this has made things better. I have no idea, but I'm sure we're going to find out. I'll give her a drive today, see if that helps out at least a little bit. But so far, I think that's fixed my problem. Thank God, because if I did all of that for nothing, I think I'd be pretty upset. Mostly after the whole screw incident, but I'm very happy this is done. So there you go. Turns out it's not as hard to clean your throttle body and IAC sensor as I initially thought. Now again, I have no idea if this is gonna fix my problem, but so far it seems pretty good. I know that's probably like famous last words for project car owners, but I mean, so far a little bit of optimism goes a long way. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like. Also subscribe. I post new videos every week. You don't want to miss them. Don't forget to join us on all of our social media. I'll leave all the links to everything in the description. Other than that, I love your faces. I'm going to see you next week.